How is everyone doing? We're here at Haunting Nights live in Manningtree as we bring you the Witchfinder General Ghost Hunt. I'm actually only a couple of feet away from Matthew Hopkins' house, just outside next to me here as well. We're actually inside the Red Lion pub, the actual meeting place of the witches, allegedly. Anyway, from the house outside, Matthew Hopkins heard this gathering of ladies allegedly planning and plotting of witchcraft, and on overhearing it, he decided to get involved, even though he had no legal standing, no authority to do so. He decided to take it upon himself to get involved as a Puritan, to try and rid England of witchcraft and of witches. And one of the sad stories is it all started right here, right where we are now in Manningtree, and we're not too far away from Mistley, is where we're going to start the actual tour tonight. So I hope you guys are absolutely fine. What time is it? Yeah, 25 past 8 here on the Saturday. As I said, we've come down to Essex. Absolutely lovely place, massive connections and histories. So I know you guys can just give you a quick spin of the room. This was actually one of the areas that Matthew Hopkins used to actually torture people. And during the 1640s, it was actually illegal to use the method of torture. So this was actually very much done underhanded, and it was to sort of extract a confession out of the alleged witch as well. And it's something that Matthew Hopkins was very good at during that time as well, and became a very wealthy man from travelling from village to village, actually taking it upon himself as the self-proclaimed Witchfinder General. We've got the Ouija board. I was going to give you a quick show of the equipment that we've got with us. I think it's all switched on, so we're all sort of ready. So we're coming back later, spending some time in this room, very famous room back, with connections to Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General. So we're going to spend a little bit of time in here. We're going to be doing some seances, so even some of the Ouija board sessions, maybe some table tipping. We've got lots of different little bits and bobs that we'll be doing tonight as well. We're looking forward to next week, when we will be doing the Pendle Witch back in Pendle, one of my most favourite places, back in Lancashire, as we bring the interactive ghost walk up in Lancashire as well. This is supposed to be one of the most, I'll show you actually. The room at the bottom of here, in itself, is supposed to be one of the most haunted rooms in the actual building. Matthew Hopkins actually lived just where you can see that white. That's where his house, just there, that's where his house actually stood. It's completely gone. As you can see now, it's just an empty space, and many people use it as a cigarette area. He was only a young soul when Matthew Hopkins lost his life. He died. It was supposed to be tuberculosis that took him away. I know that there's many stories that he actually was tried as a witch, used his own methods to condemn him to witchcraft. Truth is, no one really knows. You know, so much of Matthew Hopkins' life is not been recorded. All we know is he definitely was in Manningtree. He was definitely in this building, in this room. 1644, we know he was in here. We know that he questioned Elizabeth Clark within this area, in this space that we're in now as well. Many hauntings have happened within this pub. Many of the staff refused to actually come up to this room by themselves and pick up a lot of strange and negative feelings. The reason I'm showing so much of that corner is because that is where a thin, tall, dark figure has been seen on many occasions, stood next to that window there. Feels very much like we should give it a call out, shouldn't we? So let's just have a little bit of a sit down. Should we turn the lights down a little bit? Let's turn the lights down a little bit. See if we can get some orbs. Does anyone hear any spirits or energies can hear us, could you make a sound? Is anyone aware? Sorry, if there's anyone around where we are now, could you make a noise? We're here tonight on the hunt for the self-proclaimed Witchfinder General that spent time in this building interrogating innocent women. If you can hear me, could you make a noise? It's getting colder in here. We don't mean you any harm. We're here with great respect. Could you maybe copy this sound? Just so you guys know, it's quite long, this room. I'm just sat in here by myself. The other team members are downstairs. I thought I'd just come up, have a couple of minutes. Quite a long room that stretches out. We've done many seances. Why is that white? It looks proper misty. I think that's more the light on more than anything else, because I can't see anything. That's bad. Can you flash a light, make a sound? A tall gentleman has been seen in this part of the building. Can you let us know that you're there? Can you flash a light? We know that this room was used during the witch trials in the 1964. Bloody hell, mate. I should say 1664. Matthew Hopkins and John Stern interrogated people in this room. The first witch was interrogated here, Elizabeth Clark. Can you hear us? Let's go over to the equipment. Can you give us a sign that you're here? It is one of the creepiest places that I've been to. So I mean, as I said, we're just out outside there. It's the actual area where Matthew Hopkins, the Witchfinder General's house, once stood. If you walk past the actual building now, there's a gap that's in the middle. The location actually use it for a beer garden. So you can have your cigarette while sitting in what would have been Matthew Hopkins' front room. Come on. We know that children have been seen in this part of the building as well. Can you show us a sign? Can you move something in the room? You've been seen moving these chairs, this table. Could you move it now, please? Could you push it over? Come on, we don't mean you any harm. I'm starting to think, look, let me just move this. No, there's nothing on my camera, nothing. No one's smoking, it's just as clear as anything. If I turn my camera off, that's what's there. If you're there now, could you flash a light? That's normal, that glow there, so don't worry, that's one of the... Oh, let's just dim down. Can you say something? Tap on one of the tables, please. Please don't be shy. We're going to leave you and we're going to come back later on. You going to be here? It's a cold room. No, honestly, there's no dry ice. I'll show you where I am. There's no dry ice or anything. No, nothing. See if I can show you outside. Just for as I walk out the room. Well, it's clear as anything. Come back into the room. We know there's a tall, dark gentleman that has been seen in this room. An unhappy soul that walks up and down, banging his shoes. Big, almost like big boots have been heard, stamping. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us? Move something in the room. It's just me in here. It's not misty, honestly. There's nothing there. I think it might just be the camera and the light, but there's nothing. There's no mist or anything like that. So I mean, I do advise anyone interested in ghost hunts, you must come down to Manningtree and spend a little bit of time. We're going to have a little bit of walk up to the estuary in a minute. Has connections with the witches and the dunking pool. We're going to go up there. We're going to go up into the actual forest that's quite close to where we are now as well. Hopefully we'll bring you some lives. If you're there, make a sound. I'm sure something was there then. Flash a light. Yeah. Join us, guys. We'll be back. We're going to go up to the forest area, do some vigils. We'll be coming back here later on as well to carry on a full investigation as we come back. So make sure you guys join us. And if you don't, make sure you have a brilliant Saturday. I'll talk to you soon.